redo.
Nice. All right, it looks like they're starting. And the chest is secret to everybody. But which chest are they talking about?
I don't know, but it's a secret to everybody. An old throwback to Z1. If anyone's ever played Zelda 1, there.
Oh wow, that was a really quick check. And oh my goodness, both red crystals are here in the dark, in the light world. That's wild. Look at this; it's already starting to shake things up just a little bit.
Well, knowing those two red crystals are going to be in the light world, I mean, that increases the possibility that we're going to see an early pyramid fairy check. I hope. We shall see. And we're starting off with the bow.
That's awesome. Wow, okay. And they start off with 30 arrows, which is nice.
And they get a 10 bomb opening, which is actually added to this version of the randomizer exclusively as one of the possible options that Uncle can give you, so you have a full bomb capacity. So we get 2 of the Uncle possibilities right away, and we're set for bombs on our way through. This is going to be a very fast escape.
Yeah, they can just use an MG strats here, well, except for not having a sword, but the bow and arrow will actually be a little bit faster. But it's nice that they have the bombs, because that means they're not going to have to farm for the bombs, because they need the bombs for the back of escape.
Absolutely, and yeah, I do believe that the bow and arrow is actually a little bit faster. If you know how many hits it takes, looks like g3rd0 forgot that those blue guards actually require 2 arrows to the face instead of just 1. So he's running a little bit ahead, but remember, mkosler did do that early map check as well. So they are running just neck and neck right now. The sync is real.
The sync or the singing?
We'll get to the singing. The singing is coming, I promise you. And one of our 2 dungeon items we've already found is the key that's in that treasure chest. There are 2 dungeon items that you get in the escape sequence, the small key and then the map. Now the map can be anywhere, including in the sanctuary chest. Meanwhile, the key there could be anywhere up to the locked door that is in the sewer. So we knew the key was going to be coming at some point, just a matter of where that map is.
I guess they kind of need that extra arrow capacity right now since they are using the bow, and I don't see another weapon for them yet, so the bow is just going to keep on bowing.
Bow's gonna bow?
The bow's going to bow.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a pun or something, and I can't. I need to work harder on my bow puns. It's, you know, eventually one will twang to mind.
Oh man.
Yeah? That was forced a little bit.
A little bit. It's okay though. You need a little bit of warming up.
My brain is going to be fried after today. It's okay.
It's fine.
All right, so both g3rd0 and mkosler are really working their way through here. We knew it was going to be a fast escape. They're already at the top, going to be entering about at the 4-minute mark. This is considerably faster than the NMG area, which we kind of expected because the bow allows you to kill that ball and chain guard quite a bit faster.
That was some good rope RNG right there for both of them. Actually, that was pretty good.
Yeah, mkosler took 1 hit, but otherwise it was pretty nice. Also gets a 20 rupee drop and another 20 rupees. Rupees are going to be a little bit important. They're going to be able to get through, of course, Kakariko without purchasing bombs at this point in time. That being said, you still want to be able to farm up enough rupees to be able to get to the bottle vendor, but I think they'll both be fine by now. And so far in the back, we have another big 20, our burrito, and a little bit of love. So other than the bow, we're not finding a whole lot of progression in here in the escape, are we?
No, the bow and it's always nice to have these bombs, because now they don't have to worry, like you were saying before, they don't have to worry about buying them right now.
And just another big 20 in the sanctuary chest. Our wonderful cleric. For some odd reason, I always thought he was a rabbi. I don't know why I always thought that as a kid. But moving through, and there's our map check. So 3 crystals in the light world, and Desert Palace and Tower of Hera are going to be our 2 red crystals. Thank you so much in the meantime to our wonderful tracker who got pulled in at the last minute. Looks like Magic Jade 47 is our tracker. Thank you so much for jumping in at the last minute, Magic Jade. Big shout out to you.
Okay, so our tree pull right now is only blue rupees. So this is definitely a healthy rupee seed that we got going on right now. And it looks like neither of the runners went up to check the lumberjack cave ledge, which is a good decision. They right now they don't expect to have to do Aghanim. They don't have the boots anyway, so it's one of those checks to check maybe later if they're running out of locations.
Yeah, that seems to be the new meta right now, is to wait on the lumberjack check until you know that that's going to be in logic. So if you don't even have the boots, go ahead and avoid it in the meantime, which a lot of runners are doing right now. So I can't necessarily blame them for doing such. Kostler and g3rd0 making their way through Kakariko Village, one right after the other. This is, I mean, I'm just excited for this race. I want to see how close these two can actually get here at the end.
Can you imagine they tie again? Oh, there's a flute.
Our wonderful ocarina. We'll be able to go ahead and unlock our swag duck relatively early. When you're in Kakariko, it's probably the most efficient routing that you can do. Unfortunately, it doesn't lead to a lot of progression. It unlocks a location in Death Mountain and can help us in our early routing, but not a ton of progression still unlocked yet.
Interestingly enough, the seed that we just saw actually, whoa, the boots. So they're gonna go super fast right now with the boots and the flute. And they also just picked up the lanterns. So no dark rooms, RIP dark rooms.
Okay, with that lamp and bow, I mean, that automatically means Eastern is completely clearable, which is a crystal. I could honestly see these runners doing an early Eastern check to go ahead and clear that out. Nothing holding you back from doing that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Those boots are kind of interesting, not only because it lets them go fast, and let's face it, we're speedrunners. We like to go fast. But it does also open bonk rocks. It will be able to open the library ledge, which is kind of in our routing check here. So really nice time to go ahead and get the boots as well.
Yep, just have to watch out for bonks. Bonking can make things slow down a little bit.
Well, both of these runners, I think we're going to see very minimal here. g3rd0 is one of our auto qualifiers from the fall tournament from last year. mkosler, meanwhile, was one of the runners that ended up going 7-0 in the Swiss rounds. So both of these runners are highly, highly capable. This is one of those hype matches that you wanted to see going in here.
Whew, yeah, that's some skill right there. And it looks like g3rd0 is going to go ahead and take that half magic. I would definitely grab it too. It's helpful to have half magic for pretty much every Dark World dungeon. It helps with Turtle Rock for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, nothing is really using magic right at the moment. So, I mean, it's something that you think about doing for the future. g3rd0, meanwhile, dipped out, did not do the maze game. mkosler isn't checking it. He's going to go ahead and do the dip here. We'll see what g3rd0, and I mean, it didn't look like it was anything worth anything if g3rd0 dipped out. And mkosler is going to save and quit.
There's that single arrow. Is that the only one, or are there two?
That's the only single arrow in the game. It is, the most important arrow because it's the one that you use to go Ganon, and not really. It's a worthless piece of trash. So we see our first little bit of route divergence. g3rd0 is going ahead and doing the standard routing, checking the mini Moldorm cave. mkosler is checking these bonk rocks, trying to follow the breadcrumbs, as it were. And g3rd0 is rewarded with the hook shot. That opens up a lot of Death Mountain access right at the moment, so we could see a pretty early Death Mountain play here from g3rd0. Meanwhile, mkosler, because he found the boots, is going to go ahead and do this lumberjack ledge check. It's a smart check. It might give us... Oh my!
Yeah. So we'll have to see. We won't know if that's necessary until a little bit later when we see Dark World dungeons, and whether Misery Mire or Turtle Rock requires Ether Medallion to open.
Well, and here's the interesting thing is we could come into a situation, g3rd0 finds a fetch quest, a mushroom sitting there. So here's the interesting thing. Misery Mire or Turtle Rock could either be Ether. They could also be pendants, but still have required items to get us elsewhere. So that, on that lumberjack ledge, could be super trolly and could lead our runners in some very interesting decisions at this point in time.
It sure can. This seems like one of those seeds that's going to troll them right through the whole way.
I mean, I don't see why not. Might as well take the top-end runners, put them into the trolliest possible seed as you can possibly imagine, something that would minimize any sort of execution advantage that either of these runners have, and just make it a guessing game. That sounds like the rando that I know and love.
Speaking of trolling, it looks like the mini Moldorm is really giving mkosler a run for his money.
And mkosler is going to be picking up his items here as well. g3rd0 is going to go ahead and be turning in his fetch quest right away. This could be interesting. g3rd0 did also check Lumberjack Ledge, so they both have the knowledge of Ether Medallion being on that Lumberjack Ledge. And silvers!
Oh. That's actually really exciting since they have the bow already.
Hey B, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Do you want to do a fetch quest?
I really think I might.
All right, so g3rd0 picking up his silvers from that fetch quest and going right up to Death Mountain. I like the Death Mountain play right now. It seems to be kind of the main logic at this point.
Okay, so g3rd0 just helped the old man get back to his little cave, and he was rewarded with a piece of heart. Little trinket.
I don't know about you, but ladies and gentlemen, in the real world, if an old man ever tries to give you a little bit of love, call 911, please.
It's always nice to have the hook shot early because it can do all these sweet hook shot dashes.
Absolutely. And g3rd0 actually came up and got the old man and then left instead of going up to East Death Mountain. That's a little bit perplexing, although I'm sure he was hoping to end up finding the hammer at some point. Looks like he's going to go over to Eastern now, go ahead and complete this dungeon that's completely in logic. mkosler is going to continue on into the East Death Mountain area that has just a plethora of treasure chests.
Yeah, so both of them are following the breadcrumbs in a different direction. One of them is saying, hey, I have the hook shot right now. Let's go take a look and see what these 7 chests have to offer here on the east side of Death Mountain. g3rd0 is going to be able to full clear Eastern Palace and be rewarded with a crystal at the end. So both are very good options.
Absolutely. That, you know, in the entire Eastern area, there's going to be 3 treasures that are in the back of Escape, or in the back of Sahasrara, and then 3 treasures that are in Eastern, so that's 6 total. mkosler has 8 total that he has access to, and is rewarded with the fire rod to start. Not progression, but it is an item he's going to need to eventually get anyway.
I'm always really excited to see the fire rod, because then I know that as soon as I get Dark World access, hey, speaking of which, there's the Moon Pearl, then I can go right into the back of Skull Woods. Although sometimes I just get so excited that I can go to Skull Woods and I don't even check if it's a pendant or not. And 9 times out of 10, it's been a pendant. So yeah, we have Dark World access as soon as they find, let's see, the glove. They need a glove or a hammer or Titan's mitts.
Yep, at least
Yeah,
one
so
glove.
they still have, so they still have a little ways to go.
So far, g3rd0 not finding a whole lot of anything, but that doesn't necessarily say anything. There is the Bombos medallion up on the floating island. So mkosler is going to be doing his spiral cave check. If nothing is here, though, g3rd0 might have made the more sound play, because we haven't found, other than the Moon Pearl, we haven't really found progression yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Although there is the knowledge that Bombos is just out of reach.
I don't know, B. That looks like one of the most important items in the entire game to me.
We have another fetch quest.
I am... okay, I'm not going to plug it because I don't want to do it, but yes, another fetch quest.
Yes, so the bug net is pretty awesome. It helps you do swag strats with Aghanim. It's a pretty awesome way to play ping pong with Aghanim there. So we see that mkosler has picked up silver arrows. I'm sure that he's very happy about that. And g3rd0, meanwhile, is heading into the back half of Eastern Palace and will be fighting off against the Armos Knights. Again, with silvers, this is going to be a really, really fast fight. Blink and you miss it. So make sure you're paying attention.
This is the easiest fight in the game if you happen to have silvers. Silvers on, not even ice Armos, just regular Armos. Sit back and just shoot 6 arrows and you're good. And we get our first crystal at sub 20 minutes, which is a blistering pace, but still no progression unless it's that shovel.
Who knows? We might find out soon. It depends where g3rd0 decides to go next. Probably Death Mountain, because those were the two main areas. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just... Yeah. Okay, he's going to follow the shovel clues.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. g3rd0 actually, because he already went up to Death Mountain and opted to skip the Death Mountain area, part of me thinks he's making the gamble that Light World Death Mountain does not have the progression he's looking for. So he's doing as much as he can without it. And there's our fetch quest leads to King Fetch Quest. That is the Book of Mudora.
Well, oh, and there's also a sword there, so that's fun. Alright, so they can't get into Lamb Wallace without gloves, but there's a pretty high possibility that they're going to find gloves in here anyway.
It feels like it, and this is the vanilla location for the gloves, so it would absolutely be appropriate to be here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man. So yeah, when you hook shots the... Well, I don't even know what that thing is called, but you get stuck in the quicksand anyway.
Oh no.
Oh.
Cape, sword, lamp. We could very well have ourselves an Aghanim required seed right now, and we're quickly running out of items. This could be it, folks.
Yep. Having the cape. We'll have our sword shortly. They have a lamp so they can get into the dark world, or dark access of the castle. Aghanim, which means that they will probably be picking up their ether medallion.
You got to think, though. You got to think that g3rd0 is going to go up and check Death Mountain before he commits to Aga. I mean, that is just a 3.5-minute cut significantly.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on whether or not g3rd0 is wanting to make some gambles or not.
Well, he's already gambled not going up to Death Mountain once. We know the Moon Pearl is up there, so he's going to eventually have to go up there regardless. Fetch quest not really leading to a whole lot. Well, I mean, it led to the book, so access. So yes, never mind. I'm done.
I mean, if we think about it, it led to the book, which led them to the desert, which potentially led them to realize that they have to defeat Aghanim.
Yep, and it looked like, I believe, the other item in Desert Palace is actually locked on Landmo, is what I think. Unless I missed it.
Well, I definitely saw a map. I'm not sure if I saw a compass.
And there's our tempered sword. You know, we've seen it a ton, but when it seems like it's an Aghanim required seed, I don't know if this is just bias because I see it so many times. When it's Aghanim required, it will give you everything that you possibly need. Both the Master Sword and the cape, even though you only need one sword or two swords. Anyway, it feels like it's an Aghanim required seed at this point.
Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head if there's any other locations. Okay, actually, with having the book and the Master Sword now, they can actually check the medallion spots.
Well, the problem is we can't get to any of the medallion spots.
Oh, you're right, we can't.
That was an interesting visual glitch, and I saw it on g3rd0's, and I just saw it on Kostler's when they came down and the guards had gore. I've never seen that before. So Kostler now with his book, and he will be looting away down to Desert Palace. g3rd0, meanwhile, what does he have? Oh, he has Spiral Cave yet.
Yep.
Kostler going to Agina's cave first. I believe g3rd0 actually did the more efficient routing here, where he dipped desert, and then after he left, he came back. So I think Kostler is going to be taking a little bit more time in the desert area. And I think at this point, Kostler, he got hit one sword. He sees the second sword. At this point, you're pretty sure it's going to be an Aga required seed. You are still missing 2 items to prevent Aga, and you'd have to get both of the items in front. As soon as he gets to the cave, he'll know for sure it's an Aga required seed. Meanwhile, g3rd0 is on his way already to Aga. He gets the Fire Rod, Silvers. This should be a very, very quick tower.
Well, I know that g3rd0 does NMG runs, so I'm sure that he is quite used to doing the Aghanim's Tower at this point.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think Kostler does. I haven't seen him, at least in the NMG's runs. But we know for a fact g3rd0 is one of the better NMG runners, so yeah, he's got this one down. Easy. All right, so Kostler is going to be picking up his Master Sword, and then I imagine he's going to be heading right up. Oh, he's not saving and quitting. He's going to flute away and head up to Aga's Tower. No, he is. Oh, he's going to set up a water walk glitch, I think.
Okay, that works too. So we'll see if this sequence break puts him in the lead.
What did he just do? I don't think. Did he just forget?
No, I think he set it up. Or maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't set it up, so he's doing fake flipper, absolutely. I think he just forgot he had already done Ice Rod Cave. So he is doing the fake flipper, so he is trying to sequence break around doing Aga.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought he was doing a water walk. Because if you go into a cave and do, I guess you fall into the ditch or whatever, and then go back out again, it can help you do a water walk setup.
Oh, and Kolric in chat, another one of the top runners that are out there, is saying he's saving the water walk so he'll be able to dash it here in a little bit.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So far, I think I've seen 2 blue balls, maybe 3 on Gerdo's side.
A lot of blue balls.
Luckily, to keep things equalized here, both of them will get the same number of blue balls. So there's that going for them at least. Ooh, okay, that was a heart piece.
And yeah, at only 7 hearts, I mean, getting another heart piece is certainly nice. So right now, Gerdo is pretty well stuck in effectively only going to Eastern, or to Palace of Darkness right now.
Does the hook shot allow him to go across the other way, or which I can't remember which side it allows him to go into?
The hook shot would, but you have to either have the hammer or a lift upgrade to get past it. So without either of those, or the flippers, so there are some ways around that. But yeah, he won't be able to do it. Pod is really his only option right now. And Kostler tried and did not get anything from that Zora skip. So he will also be making his way up Aga's Tower.
Well, he got the knowledge, and at some point, Gerdo is going to go up to Zora to see if he missed anything. So it's not too bad. He just can't be in denial anymore.
I mean, and I think in a race setting like this, it's worth taking a gamble like that, because it's not necessarily about what you do. It's as much about what your opponent doesn't do. And if you think that Gerdo would go ahead and just be confident in his depth into Aga, you would want to do something that you know he wouldn't do, so you can try to maximize on that gamble and get a little bit of an advantage. It didn't work out for Kostler this time, unfortunately. So we'll see what ends up happening here through the rest of this. Someone asked, will progression be bow locked? It's possible, especially since we have the bow. I mean, no sequence breaking this one today, guys.
No awesome bottle glitch today, eh?
No, well, at least not in this race.
No. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Oh, he's just being tormented by the spikes.
A little bit, yeah. And Magic Jade in chat actually points out there is no map check that was done. And there's our first lift upgrade. We knew it had to be there. That also gives us some other knowledge in the dungeon. I want to finish my thought, though. Gerdo does end up finding that he hears the music, and it is the pendant music. And because this is not Key Sanity, in Key Sanity mode, the music is randomized as well, so you never know. But because you can just walk in and hear the music, you know it's a pendant dungeon. So we know Pod is one of our pendant dungeons right now.
Oh, that's some good skills there. Ninja skills? Not ninja skills. Detective skills. And I'm sure that Gerdo is such a good runner that he noticed that it was a pendant dungeon and dipped out as soon as possible.
Well, he got his lift upgrade, so right now he's probably banking that glove was kind of the bottleneck item at this point in time. He can go up and check catfish, and he can go over and hookshot across the river and get all of the west side. And yeah, it looks like Turtle Rock is another pendant. I did not see what our third pendant is. I hope our tracker is paying attention here. So yeah, right now Gerdo is gambling that the only thing he needed, at least for right now, from that particular pendant dungeon is going to be those gloves, and nothing else is there. So that's there's still some value to be had there. I'm not entirely sure if something else is there and Kostler ends up staying behind, that could have another advantage there. We shall see. I mean, g3rd0 could save a lot of time by not doing the back half.
And that was some really good routing decisions there for g3rd0, being able to get Catfish right off the bat.
Yeah, Catfish is one of those locations that some runners put off sometimes. It's kind of out of the way, but if you can do it, try to do it as efficiently as you can.
Yep, and if you're locked by progression like the way they were, this is the perfect opportunity to check.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
So Kosler has just finished up Aghanim there, and is going to be bottlenecked, as we were saying, into Pod, and we'll get the glove, and then once that happens, we'll see if he decides to continue further into the dungeon.
Meanwhile, g3rd0 is going ahead and checking the Skull Woods area. Now, Skull Woods is interesting. We do have the Fire Rod, so we do know it is full clearable. We do also have half magic, so we know, I mean, it makes it a little bit easier for Mothula, although we also have Green Mail, which kind of sucks for Mothula. Good bomb jumping action there by g3rd0, and he will be clearing out the rest of this front end. And nothing but keys and big keys and maps and no fun in the front end of Skull Woods.
Which means all the fun's going to be in the back. There's a party back there.
I mean, I'm always a fan of going into the back first, but not everyone likes that, so, you know. So, g3rd0, it looks like he's setting up another death warp there, and, well, there's the flippers.
That's always fun to find.
Well, that's our first of 2 items in Skull Woods, and that does, I mean, that gives us logical access to what Kostler has already sequence broken.
Yes, but I don't think there was anything of value in the Zora area anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. We do know that Swamp Palace is a crystal. We do know that, at least logically, we need the flippers to get to Ice Palace. So it's just nice to know that, you know, that was a decision that we needed to make at some point. Now comes the moment of truth for Kostler. He's going to get ready to find his lift upgrade as well. We'll see what he ends up deciding to do with it. Looks like he's getting ready to take a Death Warp out as well. Oh, well, he would need to anyway. Just what he does after this.
Absolutely. It looks like g3rd0 picked up that key even though he didn't need it, but that's okay.
And Kostler is going further in, so this is a pretty significant route divergence. If Kostler ends up finding something here, this could be big for him. His ticket is catching up at this point.
Oh yeah, it could give definite advantage if there is anything. Okay, so ran out of magic, but that's fine because Mothula is gone. g3rd0 gets a 5 bomb upgrade and is awarded with a crystal. until next time, Mothula. See you later.
It was a pretty clean Mothula fight, all things said. He was able to keep him stunned, so we didn't get a whole lot of Mothula beams there.
Yep.
Overall, very nice.
Yeah, and on Kosler's side, so far, not much going on. Just a key, the map. Let's see if there's anything in the dark maze.
All right, and g3rd0 looks like he's going to be heading down to the village of Outcasts in the meantime. We see Thieves Town is actually going to be our green pendant, so it'll be interesting to see if he ends up doing a dive in there or just for the first 4 chests, or if he leaves early. Kosler just finds a little bit of love and he's going to bomb himself to death and leave. So nothing. g3rd0 made the good gamble there and left as soon as he got that glove upgrade.
Alright, so Thieves Town chest number 1, we have a master key chest, the big key chest.
In the first 4, there's always going to be the big key, and there's our first item. So 1 out of the 4 items in Thieves Town.
Oh, so there's the mirror.
Yeah, very well could be our next progression. That unlocks K45, for that south route. That also unlocks the Graveyard Ledge, as well as gives us access to Tower of Hera.
Oh yeah.
Interesting to note that we do now have access to go ahead and clear out both Desert Palace and Tower of Hera, so and because we've gone ahead and defeated Aghanim, we do technically have logical access right now to that Pyramid Fairy.
So it looks like g3rd0 decided, after picking up that mirror, it was not worth going into the back half of Thieves Town, given that it was a pendant, and is now going to do the digging game.
Well, I believe he got at least 4 of the items, or 2 of the 4 items in there. So, and when you get a progression item like g3rd0 did, it's really tempting to say, nope, I'm done, and to continue on with the progression chain.
Oh, definitely.
g3rd0 making these mirror checks and doing it pretty efficiently, just 5 bomb upgrade. And good old Stumpy will have just 5 moves. Thanks, Stumpy. Thanks for nothing.
Alright, it looks like g3rd0 is going to go ahead and check the tablet that's here, Bombo's tablet.
And this is the best time to route it in, honestly, so I can absolutely see making this play right now. Either that or when you're about to do Swamp. Although, Swamp is Oh, clearable now. I mean, that might be a pretty decent play right at the moment.
He needs a hammer.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
I was thinking that, but realized hammer first. But he just picked up the Fisher Price shield, and is now going to go into everyone's favorite cave. Sometimes it's called Hype Cave. Sometimes it's called Smite Cave.
You know what? I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a pretty hype cave. I'm going at least a 5 out of 10 hype is what I'm gonna gamble.
5 out of 10? 5 out of 10 hype?
Yeah, 5 out of 10.
I'm gonna
That's
go
what
with
I'm
a
calling.
3 out of 10.
Hey, you know what? Quake, which we don't know if that's gonna be required or not. Your first bottle, which is the fetch quest. Yeah, I can't justify 5 out of 10. Maybe 4 out of 10, maybe. Depends on if Quake's required or not.
I don't know if that was the first bottle.
Yeah. Well, was it?
Pretty sure he had another bottle already.
Oh, well then, never mind.
Although I don't believe that Sekiro is checked anyway.
Yeah, that's why, for some odd reason, I thought it wasn't. g3rd0 doing very well in now routing, since he's already gone north, is routing his flipper check locations in with this kind of south dark world routing. I really like this routing decision by g3rd0.
Oh yeah, very clean, very quick and easy. And we see on Kosler's side, he's doing the Gibdo dance.
Is that anything like walking like an Egyptian?
It's worse, actually.
Man, that's horrible.
Yeah. 0 out of 10 will not recommend that dance.
Meanwhile, g3rd0 is going to likely, yeah, he's going on his way up and to do Tower of Hera right now,
Yep.
which is kind of the next chain in the progression with that mirror, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah. Yeah, this hammer has to show up somewhere, somehow.
Somewhere, somehow, he's gonna find it in ice, but not right now. Got some Nickelback in there for you. Did you just leave the chat channel because I was singing Nickelback?
No, that was not me.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't blame you either way. But we do find our first bottle in, or not our first bottle. Why do I keep saying that? Another bottle, and our first of 2 items in Tower of Hera. Oh no, it was our restreamer who left, so we all went silent because of Nickelback. So. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so our last item in Tower of Hera is either going to be on Moldorm or in the basement.
No one likes to do coffee break strats. Let's just have it on Moldorm and call it a day.
I mean, sure.
Okay, fine. I won't speak for anybody. I'll just say, let's just have it on Moldorm for myself.
See, chat likes maximum troll, I would say, and we're having coffee breaks.
Was that like commentator's curse or commentator's blessing? I don't really know.
Well, one of us was going to be right, so it was a darned if you do, darned if you don't sort of situation.
I guess so, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we have this check. I don't know if you checked the ether tablet yet, which is in logic, but otherwise we also have what's on Landmo and then Pyramid Fairy, and it feels like those are our massive gateways right now.
Oh, yeah. And the Ether Medallion check has not happened yet. Or I should say, Ether Tablet check has not happened yet. Kosler just found his mirror, and let's see if he decides to continue on or to take the bait and leave.
He's continuing on.
Yeah, so this could be a big break for Kosler.
Oh, in chat pointing out that it was Sankhart was
Huh. Okay.
just 50 roots. So
Oh, no.
g3rd0. I think we're going to desert now.
Or I don't know, actually. I guess he's gonna go up to Zora because he hasn't done that yet, apparently.
Okay, that's a logical check before you go ahead and do that.
Yep.
There's our third item on Kostler's side. He ends up finding a 5-bomb capacity upgrade.
Oh man. So what if there's something in the chest that's locked behind the hammer?
Well, this could be interesting because the key logic, how it works in here, in Thieves Town, is that effectively the logic thinks that you're going to use your keys in the least efficient way possible. So even if the small key is locked in that big key area, this dungeon would then logically require. Yeah, this dungeon is going to logically require the hammer to complete it. He finds the fourth item there in the treasure chest next to Little Miss Blind. So what's ever on the green pendant logically is going to require the hammer. That might be some interesting intel if something ends up being there for Kostler. Or it could be a big fat pupkis and he's wasting his time. You never know.
Okay, so Kosler has just defeated Blind, picked up his green pendant. Meanwhile, we see g3rd0 going through the back half of Desert Palace. It'll be interesting to see if there's anything of note on Landmalas.
Well, it's either Landmo or Pyramid Fairy at this point in time. It has to have progression. Well, I don't know, because we haven't checked Graveyard Ledge yet. And Kingston.
Wow, so if it ends up being Pyramid Fairy having progression, this is one very long chain of fetch questing. Started with the book. Maybe. Was the shovel and the book was in the shovel spot if I remember correctly. So
yeah, the shovel was in the book was in the shovel spot. And then what was the first item in desert? That gave us access to go ahead and do Aga.
Yeah, that was the cape and the swords. Huh, so we miscounted somehow, because that was only the compass.
Well, I don't think it was ever something anyway, so okay. It is Pyramid Fairy time. And, oh, g3rd0 is going up here. We still don't have access to use that other portal. We still don't have a hammer.
Oh.
So he's got to take the
Oh my
long way
gosh.
around.
Oh, this is a terrible way to go.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
man.
horrible.
I really feel for these guys right now. Wow.
So we can't do the south route, so he's got to take all the way around. I think while you're here, you go ahead and do Graveyard Ledge and and Kingston.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, nothing is in these places. It's just terrible.
Oh man. Do you like walking 5,000 miles by Tasia?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to check what's on the Pyramid Fairy. I don't know what I'm singing. Da da da
Da da da da.
da 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 da.
Ooh, okay. So that was worth it at least. Getting the tempered sword over on g3rd0's side in Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. It's a nice consolation prize. And g3rd0 making a pretty solid logical decision and says, you know, I've been trolled enough. I can get this ether medallion. I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
Yeah, you know, if it's part of the long trek, you might as well do it.
And B, I've half written that song, so as soon as I'm done, I'll let you sing it because I don't have that range. All right, so g3rd0 is continuing his world tour.
I wonder if this means that he'll do the frog on his way around in the purple chest.
Well, you kind of need the mitts for those, so probably not.
No, no, he's just gonna jet right through.
Yep. We don't have the Titan's mitts, so.
Oh, right. Never mind.
It's okay.
I just really like the frog. Did he mean to pick the bombs up there?
I mean, you might as well. If this is progression, this has to be progression now. There's literally nothing else that can possibly happen here, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Although g3rd0 doesn't know this, there is nothing else in Palace of Darkness and Thieves Town, but those two are other places g3rd0 could be checking, but he has gambled that there's nothing there. He is correct.
It was a good gamble, and I feel like this is what the logic sort of points to.
Hammer!
Okay, yeah. Wow.
The
What a seed.
mystical Pyramid Fairy Hammer.
Wow. Oh man. All that we're missing now is something cool to be on pedestal, but I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there's a possibility for anything to be on pedestal at this point in time, unless it's no, because we know where Bombos is.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, Ped
We
is
can't have
dead.
we can't have the ice rod because we can't get into Turtle Rock right now without the Titan's mitts. So
Yep, and Kane for Turtle Rock as well. Turtle Rock, when Turtle Rock's appended, it like drastically reduces the chances of a pedestal seed. Not that pedestal seed chances are that high anyway,
nah,
but
it's
it
only like
really reduces.
2% chance, I believe.
So Aga was doubly required, not only for our initial Dark World access, but because of that Hammer Fairy. We are at an hour into this seed, and I'm sure both these runners are going, what is going on? Kostler wanted to do King's Tomb, but realized, oh, you have to get into it from the Dark World.
That sucks.
And Kostler, you can't get into the Dark World this way either. Kostler feels tilted right now. Like he's making the plays that you realize he has never quite encountered a scene like this before. And it's fair because this is, the unicorn of seeds.
Man, yeah, can you imagine knowing, okay, I guess Pyramid Fairy is what I need to do, but oh man, I don't have the hammer. I have to go all the way around. What a mess. What am I doing with my life?
What's worse is Kostler is doing this all the way around. He's coming up here, and he hasn't done desert yet, so yeah.
Oh. Oh no.
He's gonna have to do this run.
Oh. No.
Okay, that's fair. It's not nothing. Tempered is here, so.
You have nothing to fear, for Temper is near. Boo is blue. Both of them are blue. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, blue mail.
That is a really interesting color swap on the blue mail. I like it.
Yep. He's blue in Dabundi, Abu Dai, and Dabudi.
Oh my god. What era is this?
I'm a child of the 90s. Gotta love it. Oh, g3rd0 finding the cane, which is nice. And actually, I think that's preferred because you have the cane. You definitely want to find the cane before the mitts. We are a mitts away from go mode.
Yeah, so after Swamp Palace, they could go into Misery Mire.
No, they can't.
No. What? No?
No
What did I
mitts.
miss? Oh, right. Huh. They need to access the warp point. You're right.
Yeah, so, and that's why Mitts as your go mode item is really kind of nice. Anything that locks away Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock, and Dark Death Mountain access, so much is locked behind all of that that it's actually super nice right now. And Kostler, oh no, Kostler, buddy, he's
Oh.
checking first chest in Swamp
Oh no! What? Oh.
before doing Desert for Pyramid Fairy. And there's the Mitts Swamp with all the value. g3rd0 is officially in go mode at an hour 5 after having the Dream Hammer Fairy.
Yep, and I don't know if he's looking for anything else. But he needs to finish up Argus and then head in and do go mode Ice Palace, go mode Misery Mire. We are in for a treat.
Absolutely. Ice Palace is pretty static, and the time is cut in half between go moding it and doing full clear of it. Kostler not happy with that compass. Oh, look at g3rd0. This is what NNT
Zero
teaches
cycle?
you. Possibly.
Zero cycle?
No, not quite the zero
Kinda,
cycle.
yeah. I'll give him zero cycle. So that would be NMG strats right there to defeat Argus. That requires a lot of hook shot, sword swipes, alternating at just the right pace. It's very difficult to do.
Well, he was using poke strats there as well. That was swaggy. Kostler is turning in this green pendant, which we know now is not anything. Old men giving out lots of little bits of love. This is dangerous.
All right, so that was Ether. That's vanilla. That's good. Here we are. So now all he has to do is find a big key in Misery Mire. Hopefully he finds it pretty close to the beginning, and then he'll head straight down into the basement, finish this up real fast.
And all the small keys, so g3rd0 is going to have to dig a little bit deeper. g3rd0 is still here looking for this big key, and looks like it's pretty deep in there.
Okay, so he's gonna go and use one of the keys to get to this chest. Check. Oh wow, that was a good gamble. All right, so he's not playing around anymore. He is off to the races.
Yep, there's nothing holding g3rd0 back now except for possibly the Galen's Tower Big Key. But he's got quite the lead on mkosler right now. mkosler isn't even at Pyramid Fairy yet, and will have to be doing this. So mkosler's going to be doing another world tour here. Oh, g3rd0 getting the... Oh! He's doing the new glitches.
Yes. So when he first came into the Dark World from the portal, he set himself up in such a way that it set the values for those switches a certain way. It's very technical, very strange glitch that was recently found, essentially allowing him to use the fire rod on that one spike, use the fire rod on the one anti-fairy, and using the fire rod on the torch in each of those successive rooms, which then allowed him to completely skip needing to bomb open the wall to hit the switch normally. Hopefully that made sense.
All I know is it saves time and it's swaggy as heck.
Laggy?
Swaggy.
Oh, swaggy. Yes, I think the whole point was to try and reduce the swag, or the lag. Oh man. Oh yeah, they call it the spooky glitch.
They call it the spooky glitch. I'm
Yes.
really a fan of Mire Rod because you have to use the fire rod and it's in Misery Mire.
Oh, hey, a play on words.
All right, so g3rd0 is on the final crystal that he's looking for. Going through here just fine.
Oh man, I thought for a second that the Stalfos wasn't going to appear, and I was like, oh no, did he just glitch out? But no, it's fine. Sorry, you were going to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, Staphos had some issues there, and mkosler is finally getting his hammer, and I imagine he'll be going right to Swamp. There's not much else he can do unless, for whatever reason, he goes ahead and dips on over to Palace of Darkness, which would be the other option for him. And using that hammer to kind of slide across the ice, that was... I hadn't seen hammer strats. I know people use the sword to kind of slide across, but that was pretty cool too.
That is also a more recent NMG strategy that people have started to use.
g3rd0 cheating using NMG strategies, man.
Plus, it's also more swaggy. And less laggy.
This is true.
It's hammer time. Uh-oh. The Colster got a little bit away from him there.
Really?
But
He still did it pretty fast.
Yep. Oh, look, Ice Rod. on Cold Stare. What a concept.
That seems appropriate.
Not that it's really needed at this point. He's got all 7 crystals. Right? Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
So-
means that we are heading up to Ganon's Tower.
Absolutely. We don't have the bot over here on the ALTTP Randomizer channels, but we can still play the game. There are 22 treasure chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain the Ganon's Tower Big Key. 1 through 22, get your guesses in chat. B, what's going to be your guess?
12.
I'm going to stick with 18 for now.
For now. Are you gonna cheat?
I am not. Who were we with last match? So no.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Kostler is skipping the left side. No, he's not. He's going to the left side. Okay. He knows he needs 2 items, so probably going ahead and doing left side is the better option and better play right now.
Alright, so nothing is in the first 2 chests of Ganon's Tower here.
People are asking in chat, what was the difference maker in this race, considering how far apart these guys are? Well, first of all, g3rd0 dipped. I mean, we had required pendant dungeons for Palace of Darkness and Thieves Town. However, g3rd0 got a required item for there and then dipped out instead of sticking around. He got the first lift upgrade in Palace of Darkness, and then he ended up getting the mirror in Thieves Town. So because Kostler full cleared those, I put him kind of at a significant disadvantage, especially when he didn't find anything in those 2 dungeons. Also, this is one of those horrible seeds where the hammer was hidden on the Pyramid Ferry. So routing that as efficiently as you can was difficult. Just getting around the world was very difficult, and it caused some extra time to be had. There's Kostler going ahead and getting the Keeps Maria, so he's happy to see that.
The thing is, though, is it's one of those cases of Murphy's Law. If you don't check everything, there's something in the back half somewhere that's important. If you do check everything, your opponent has already made those gambles, and those gambles paid off. It was just one of those unfortunate situations where Kostler was trying to be thorough and didn't necessarily need to be.
Yeah, I mean, different gambles for different folks. There's Buttersword, and there is the big key almost immediately after in chest number 13. So g3rd0, as equipped as you could possibly want to be, getting ready for this Ganon Tower climb.
And we see Kostler now in go mode with his Titan's mitts, so he will be going fast through everything as well.
I'm curious. With butter on bacon, that's just seems to imply a heart attack, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems a little unnecessary, to be honest, because bacon is already greasy enough as it is. You don't really need any butter to go with the bacon. I don't know, unless you're having eggs with the bacon and the eggs and you're cooking the eggs with butter first. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like Kozer is doing a really good strategy with Argus as well. Essentially getting one cycled again.
All right,
Nice.
g3rd0 is making his way quickly through here. I mean, this is how it's done. g3rd0 is one of the best at NMG, so if you ever want to know exactly how to get through as quickly as possible, just follow him right through here.
Oh yeah.
And Fajita Knight, yes, these are the two runners that did tie earlier in the tournament. So, and by earlier in the tournament, I mean like yesterday. And it was sub 2 seconds difference. So,
And as soon as this race is over, they are going up against each other once more. The plan is for them to again be on this channel. So if you're gonna watch the second race, don't go away.
yeah, we'll give them a quick interview, but then we'll swap out. You guys won't have to hear me. At least you won't have to hear me again. I'm not sure if me is going to stick around for the next race. Come on, g3rd0, hover. You can do it. No? Okay.
It's a risky strategy.
It really is. I mean, you can see it taking some time. Yeah, and again, the only real is that mkosler was more thorough in clearing out the pendant dungeons. g3rd0 got one item and then was done, and he was gone. And there was nothing else in those pendant dungeons. So g3rd0 made the plays that mattered.
Sometimes it's how you read the seed. And it looks like he just needs one more hit, and he's down.
And g3rd0 flies off and is about to slash his buttery goodness into Mr. Blue Bacon himself.
Yes, having the butter sword is quite nice going up against Ganon because it allows you to do these cycles really, really fast. 4 different cycles. A number of slashes needed.
Pulling out his silvers, looking like he's going to try to get an early silver before he does torch glitch.
Oh yeah.
Did we find the arrows in Light World? You betcha.
Oh, that's okay though. Oh man, you gotta watch out when you're doing stuff like that. Holy
But it
moly!
gets
I
the
didn't know that you
triple.
could hit 3. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Fantastic. Good game to g3rd0. All right,
Absolutely.
so g3rd0's official SRL time was 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 56 seconds. So GG.
Absolutely GG to g3rd0, and I think it's fair to say right now that after g3rd0 finishes, mkosler does end up forfeiting in order to get ready for this next race that they're going to have. So GG to g3rd0. Kostler is going to get things cleared out as well. We'll see if they want to join us for a chat. Oh, so they're actually not going to be joining us. They are already in the process of setting up for their next race. g3rd0 is going to go in with one win over mkosler. Remember, their first match ended in a tie. So while this is their second race, it's only g3rd0 up 1-0 right now. So if you want to stick around, the next match for this, I'm going to pull up everything right now. Between Kostler and g3rd0 is going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern time, so in about an hour. So if you guys stick around here, it's going to be right here in this channel.
They're planning their next race right now, actually.
Oh, they're going to do their next race right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then.
So yeah, stick around to see the third installment, and we'll see if we end up with a tie, if g3rd0 clutches it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, GG guys, and good luck to the next round. This is going to be an amazing race. Stay tuned for it. Have a great one, guys.